Hello everyone, myself Sambhav Agrawal. This is PennyWise. You spend 250 on groceries, we round it to 300 and invest the 50 difference into NPS or index fund for your retirement. 6 endpoints, one pipeline. Let me show you the data flowing through. So if we look at the first endpoint, I have already copied the data so that it's faster. First, the parser. I sent 4 row daily expenses and each one gets enriched with a ceiling and a remnant, the investable micro savings amount. So if I execute it, you can see now 250 rounds to ceiling 300, remnant 50, 620 rounds to 700, remnant 80 across 4 expenses, 175 is automatically tagged for investment. Now the next API, before anything gets invested, the validator catches bad data. I am sending a duplicate timestamp and a negative amount, as you can see here. And if I execute it, it will say one valid, two invalid. Duplicate and negative both caught with clear error message. Internally, it's a hash set O of 1 per lookup. Now the core algorithm, the temporal filter. Three types of time periods control the savings. The spec allows up to a million of each. So I use binary search to keep it O of and log m so that it's basically faster. So if I show it to you, this is the preloaded data, and if I execute it, look at what happened. The Q period forced July 620 remnant to 0. So it's excluded entirely. The P period added a 25 bonus to October, jumping its remnant from 50 to 75. And the K periods group everything into evaluation window for the returns engine. Processing order is strict, ceiling. The Q override, then P addition, then 0 removal, then K grouping. Now the payoff, the returns engine. NPS compounds at 7.11% with progressive tax slabs. Let me run the specs worked example. As you can see here for the NPS, if I execute it, so 145 invested compounded 31 years, inflation adjusted. Real profit 86.88, tax benefit is 0 because 50k monthly is 6 lakhs annual, which is obviously below the 7 lakh slab. This matches the challenge specs worked example exactly. And now the same engine, different asset class. Index funds compounded at 14.49%, no tax benefit. So again, I have the data copied. If I execute this, so you can see here 50 remnant turns into 580 real profit, a 12 lakhs returns over 31 years. Both in points here, one parameterized function, zero code duplication. And the last endpoint, if I show you, so it's for the performance, live server metrics. And if I execute it for you, uptime memory in megabytes, thread count, all live from PS util. Okay, so I have, apart from this backend, I have made one UI as well, which is like hosted here. If I just quickly refresh it, and I've already had this sample data. So this was originally not required by spec, but this is like how it become a consumer product. So if I load sample data and click on calculate, you can see here NPS versus, actually we can visualize each expense visualized with ceiling, savings and roundup percentage. And here you can see all the data, and I have made another tool as well. So if I click on like compare returns, you can see here NPS versus index fund side by side, winner badge per period, and at bottom a live performance monitor polling every 5 seconds. 5 TypeScript component, all with v-test, unit tests, everything. That also I can show you to you. If I show you very quickly the architecture, so we have 6 route handlers, 0 business logic, pure delegation. 3 service files, transaction service with bisect and hash set, return service with compound interest and tax slabs, performance services with PS util, 17 Pydantic models, validate every input and output in the API boundary. And we have 180 automated test, 53 challenge spec test in the test folder, each annotated per the spec, 121 backend unit test, 6 front end test. So all these are there and we can see it here. And now like finally this sips as a single Docker container on GHCR, one command to spin up CI/CD via GitHub Actions. Every push will build it and publish it automatically. So finally, this is our project. Every 50 remnant change you would never notice spending compounds into real retirement wealth. 7 endpoints of nlogm algorithm, 17 Pydantic model, 180 test, CI/CD to GHCR, fully Dockerized. This is PennyWise for you. Thank you so much.